Let's reflect on July, shall we? I saw something the other day that said something like July is the Saturday of summer. Yeah, I think so. And you'll definitely see that reflected in this video too. Before we start, make sure that you have something to write with because this is meant for you to reflect with me too. You may be inspired by some of the things that I say and want to use them as reflection prompts. You may want to reflect with some of the questions that I've asked myself this month. So make sure that you have a notebook, an iPad, a laptop, something to write with so that we can do this together. If this is your first time meeting me, welcome. I'm so hyped to have you here. My name is Melanie Santos. I am a mind, body, spirit, energy, wellness educator, practitioner, Kundalini Yoga Teacher, many things. And I'm super passionate about talking about who we are as energy and spiritual beings in human bodies, how our experiences are super nuanced, but also how we can use that power, our knowledge, our experiences, our past, our hurt, our healing to really create and manifest a life of joy and intentional ease and gratitude. So pop in with me. Let's reflect together. Let's start off by reflecting on my mind, on my mental health in the month of July. July was a banger. It was truly the Saturday of summer for me. I started it off by dropping off my 5-year-old daughter, Miss Ava Luna, who we know and love so much. I started it off by dropping her off in Florida with my family. While that journey started off with a lot of parent guilt, a lot of like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? How could I be apart from my child for so long? What are other parents gonna think? Like, ooh, you name it. The words was going on in my mind. That I quickly snapped out of it, realizing a few things. Number one, had we been in this apartment this summer, I would have been working consistently and she wouldn't have had the summer that she's having now. She's having a blast. She's literally bouncing between my parents' house and my sister-in-law and her cousin's house, having sleepovers, watching movies, going to the beach, going to the pool, like having ice cream, just like doing things that kids should do. I didn't have the experience where I had to be like shipped off for the summer or like had to go to camp because my mom was a New York City school teacher. So when my mom was off, so was I. When me and my brother was off, my mom was off with us. And so we got to do all these things that my child is getting to do with her and with my dad, with my sister-in-law, with my niece and my nephews. And so that makes me really happy. It makes me really happy that they're getting to spend time with her that they don't normally get to spend, that she's getting the break that she deserves, and also that we're getting the break that we deserve. Now, I know that it is an ultimate privilege to be able to drop your kid off for not 1 week, for not 2 weeks, but for 2 months somewhere else with family that you trust. Like, you have no idea how grateful I am for that. Also, a lot of y'all, if you don't know me, you don't know how that all came to be, what the past couple of years have been like for us as a family in order for these things to happen and in order for us to have the perspective that time with family is everything. So I'm really grateful that I get to do this as a mom, that I get to have a break from the daily responsibilities of raising a kid, from the daily responsibilities of raising a kid in noisy, overstimulating New York City, from raising a kid as you're running several businesses in your house. Like, it's a lot. And also healing, like, it's a lot. I quickly snapped out of that guilt. One, because why? Why would I be guilty for a blessing like this that's bestowed upon me? And also, I realize that I need this. Like, I know that I'm here on a very special mission. I know that the weight that I carry on a day-to-day, personally, but also and especially because of this work that I do with people, with the world, is extra heavy, especially in today's day and age. And so this ability to get these few weeks off, to unplug, to not have to focus on adult responsibilities for just a little bit of time is medicine for me. And that's exactly what it was. I set very clear intentions in the beginning of the year that I wanted to experience ease, and pleasure. I also set very clear intentions for my birthday in June that I wanted to feel beauty and joy and ease and pleasure of all kinds and spontaneity and fun and just childlike wonder. And literally summer 2023 has shown me nothing but that. Okay, so boom, I came back from Florida, and the day after that, my husband surprised me with tickets to go see Erykah Badu, Mos Def, and Toby Wigway. And no shade to the Beehive, B may be your mother, but Erykah is mother to me. Lauren is mother to me. I was beside myself. And it also wasn't the first time that I saw her live, but this was just amazing. Literally the day after that, I got together with some of the women from my membership community for our summer healing hangout. Our healing hangouts are opportunities for us to get together as a community for things that enrich our mind, our body, our spirit, our energy, our inner child. And it was scrumptious. Like, we spent time with our spirit. We meditated deeply, we cleansed energy, we grounded deeply, and then it started raining. And we looked at each other and we just like ran into the fields of Central Park and just like danced in the rain. Like, I cannot explain how beautiful it feels not only to be a brown woman amongst other brown women, dancing freely, getting wet, being primal, just like, oh my God. But also to be the woman that's leading this group is just, we are always accepting members. We accept members from literally all over the world. But if you're in New York City, if you're in New Jersey, if you're in the tri-state area, you're gonna love attending these healing hangouts with us. I also just started the Healing Hangouts Committee. So there's gonna be a lot more healing hangouts happening. So join us. You can join us for 7 days free. We are everything. You can visit this URL here to learn more about us. Then a few days after that, Huey and I took to Europe. Our Euro summer consisted of a few days in Lisbon, Portugal, and a few days in Mallorca, Spain. It was not our first time in Lisbon. We went to Lisbon for my baby moon back in 2017 and absolutely fell in love with it, and always said to ourselves, we can't wait to go back once Ava's older to experience what this is like while I'm not pregnant, because I wanted to like drink the wine and go to the clubs, and boy, did we. We had a freaking blast. I am in the process of periodically putting out reels on my Instagram channel that give you all the tea on like everything that I did, the places that we went to. So make sure that you're following me there. But we had such a blast, like such a freaking blast. Mallorca was incredible. I'm already looking forward to going back. I may or may not be going back for my birthday next year when I turn 35. It's just, what a vacation, what a vacation. Then when we got back from Europe, we somehow immediately had plans, but we both had opportunities to connect with childhood friends, which has been really, really beautiful. Me and my girls actually capped off the month together by taking advantage of Lincoln Center's Summer for the City. We went to our first silent disco together, and it was so much fun. Beyond the fact that it was 10,000 degrees out and we sweat from every part of my body. Literally, I sweat my pasties off. Here's the picture proof. I'm not even joking you, like, but it was amazing. The DJ was DJ Bimbona, so it was just like Afro-Caribbean music, and like literally danced wounds into my feet. My feet look like I went to summer camp. That is actually the best way that I can explain the month of July. Like, it's literally felt like adult summer camp. My feet have so many cuts and like bruises, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every scrape, every scratch, everything. In my June reflections video, I wanted to release attachment to what I didn't know in my past. I said I want to keep thinking about younger me and thank her because she became me. And I think because I've been prioritizing joy, it's been a lot easier to do that, especially with my husband. Huey and I have been together since 2013. The beginning of our relationship was rocky to say the least, but we're celebrating 6 years of really beautiful, blissful marriage on August 11th. And since we've had so much time to spend alone, which doesn't normally happen, we've been, in gratitude and joy and reflecting on like, wow, like how can we keep this going, right? Planning for the future. How can we make this freedom that we feel while on vacation sustainable? And just like dreaming together and manifesting together. And so that's given us a lot of time to be like, do you remember where we came from? Do you remember the fights we used to have? Do you remember that time I did this, or this time you said that? And it's been such a whirlwind to look back. And so when I say that I have released myself from like attachments in my past, in a way that I didn't even think I would, in these beautiful reflections with my partner, with my best friend, it's been awesome. It's been really awesome to see how that manifested, how that came to be. I will say this, all that like joy and spontaneity and beauty and oh my God, summer, came to a screeching halt the second that we got home. You all know what it's like. You get to JFK or LaGuardia, even Newark Airport, and you just feel the energy shift of like, I'm back in New York City. Being somebody who was able to feel energy, like I can feel it on my body. It's crazy, the energy shift. I can feel it when I'm on the plane. Like just the shift as if we're going into some sort of portal of chaos. Granted, I love New York. I was born here. I love New York. But also, I've been saying this every year for like the past 7 years. Like I'm coming to a point where like my time here is ending. It just feels very a lot. Having been in a situation where we're like dreaming up the future, and we're just like, we're eating amazing foods on vacation, we're dressing in these amazing clothes. This is actually one of my vacation tops. We decided to do something that we've never done before, and that is taper off our vacation. We got our stuff done, but also instead of dinner, we made tapas and had organic wine and made sure that if we had to run errands, we dressed in a really beautiful outfit and just tried to make the monotonous things that we have to do at home as fabulous as we could. And now I'm just like, why don't we always do that? Why is that only a vacation thing? And so now I'm like rethinking how we do life here. Moving forward into August, I am releasing pressure. I keep talking about like all these dreams and plans that we've been talking about for the future, being that we've been in this sort of like wanderlust situation as we were on vacation and as we've been away from our daughter and as we've been like remodeling our home and like doing things and making things more beautiful. There's been a lot of like pressure that I've put on myself, like to create more, to make more, to have more. And I want August to be a time for me to remind myself and to be reminded in the most graceful ways that everything happens in divine time. Again, like the same way that I have reflected on the past and I've been able to remind myself like, I'm only me because I was her back then. Like my future will be that because it is this now. And I gotta be grateful for it in order to receive more. And in August, I am calling in an easeful and graceful ending to summer 2023. I know that the summer technically ends in September when the equinox starts, but if you're a parent, summer ends the second that your kid starts school. Shit, summer ends the second that you have to purchase everything on their school list. I haven't even gotten her school list yet. I'm stressed. But summer, I feel it's tapering off. I have 2 more trips, one that I'm taking in a few days, which I'm gonna share a fave for at the end of the video, so make sure that you tune in for that. And I have my trip to Florida to go scoop up my kid and bring her back to New York City. Yeah, I just want it to be easeful and beautiful, and I want to see the people that I haven't seen yet this summer. I want to do things that are still on my bucket list, on my summer bucket list. I want to bring my kid back into her home, into New York City, and do the fun things that we didn't get to do here for the summer. I'm excited. I feel really happy and grateful for it all. Now pause the video and reflect on what you're releasing and what you're calling in terms of your mental health for the month of August. Now let's get into the body, reflecting on my physical health and wellness in the month of July. Now, in my June reflections video, what I called in was love. I'm gonna read it because I was very specific. Love, excitement, and doing whatever the fuck I want in the body I have. And I did, okay? I did that. I was a little mermaid. I was in water constantly. And so that called for many a swimsuits, all of which were thong bathing suits, because who was gonna tell me anything? That is honestly one of my favorite things about going on vacation abroad, is that you can wear whatever you want and no one's gonna tell you a thing, especially in Europe. I'm not gonna say that European beauty standards don't exist, because literally they're the reason why they exist here, but there's a freedom there where you'll see bodies of all shapes and sizes in all types of very tiny swimsuits, and nobody really thinks twice. But there is a caveat, because if you exist in a brown or black body, you will get stared at a little bit. And then just pull one of these. I gave them a little bit of like, can I help you eyes? And then that's it. They just left us alone. Other than that, I had an amazing time. I literally spent most of my vacation on the beach, topless. I've spoken to a lot of women of like older age who I've mentioned that to, and they're like, oh my God, you were topless? I remember somebody in conversation was like, don't you feel odd because you're a mother? And I'm like, didn't we just talk about this with Kiki Palmer and like her man who shamed her because she was dressed in whatever the fuck she wanted to wear, even though she just had a baby? Like, why? What's the discourse around this? Because I had a child, I can't wear something sexy because, you know, I gave birth to a human being. I can't seem sexual. It's literally first of all, it's the reason why that happened. Let's get that straight. Number two, there is nothing more freeing than having a baby. To me, physically, like, you literally just created life with your body. What makes you think that I'm not going to feel like I can do anything? I can do anything, baby. And I did. It was super freeing. It was super fun. It was beautiful to just be in my body, in the body that I have. Especially at this stage in my fitness. I am a few pounds heavier. I'm a little jigglier. I'm a little thicker. And I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Let's just leave it at that. Can we talk about the reason why I'm a little thicker today? Because I ate so good. My God, the food. Also, hello, as a girl that's gluten-free for medical reasons, I am very, very highly sensitive to gluten. Not celiac, just highly sensitive. I was able to eat gluten in Europe. My God, what a blessing. Like, what a blessing. You don't even understand. I haven't had a piece of bread since 2020. I sound like Oprah, but I haven't had a piece of bread since 2020. Do you know what it felt like for me to not only eat bread, not only eat pizza with cheese, but to eat pastéis de nata, to just eat whatever, to go into any restaurant and not have to ask for a special menu or cross-contaminate. It was heaven, like true freedom, true ease, and true pleasure. My God, it was so perfect. We ate so much delicious, beautiful food. And just like, I feel like the difference between the food here and the food in Europe is that everybody's so much less stress. And so the food that you're intaking is not only of better quality, but it's also of better energetic quality. So like, you're eating food, and again, there's no like extra processing on it. Like, everything is just processed normally. There's no like additives and like weird stuff. And then the people that are growing it and cultivating it and serving it to you and cooking it and serving it to you have good energy. Like, they're happy to be there. They're happy to be alive. They're happy to serve you. It was just beautiful. I came back just so happy just from eating. Like, we all deserve that experience. Super, super grateful for the ways that I was able to nourish my body, from being butt-ass naked on the beach to, not butt-ass naked, titty naked, to eating tapas and drinking delicious wine and dancing at the club and not being groped and just just so good. It's so good. And then coming back here and trying to make the best of a summer in New York City that is it's been blazing hot, like blazing hot. Like, I just wonder about the people who really tell themselves a story that climate change doesn't exist. How, Sway? Moving forward into August, I am releasing lack of structure because we went beautifully buck wild in July. Now I'm like, okay, now it's time to get back on it because September comes along and it's back into like our yearly schedule. Like, my daughter's in school and we have work projects and things and the holidays. So I would like to release lack of structure and call in more structure. Call in no strict plans, but like giving myself various schedules and various ways that I can nourish my body depending on how I feel that day. As a highly sensitive person, if you haven't watched my videos on high sensitivity, please go watch them. They're so good. I can wake up overstimulated. I can wake up understimulated. I may need to do a little bit more exercise or a specific type of exercise, or I may just need to walk that day. I may need to nourish myself in a specific way, or I may need to nourish myself in another way. And so what's been helpful for me is to craft different types of schedules or different ways to nourish my body depending on, again, how I feel that day. And so I'm looking forward to doing that again, and I'll share the process, what kinds of apps I use, because I'm a digital gal if there ever was one, and I definitely use a lot of apps and things to keep myself structured, especially on my nutrition and fitness journey. Now pause the video and reflect on what you're releasing and what you're calling in the next month in regards to your body and your physical wellness. Finally, let's get into my spiritual wellness. I am now almost 50 days into my 120-day sadhana. If you're not familiar with a sadhana just means daily practice. As a Kundalini Yoga teacher, it is sort of my duty to stay on my sadhana, make sure that I have a daily practice, that I stick to it. And so based on my goals and where I was and where I am now in terms of my spiritual wellness and my spiritual connection, I decided to go on an 120-day sadhana journey. Usually sadhanas are like 40 days. I decided to do 120 days of Gyan Chakra Kriya, which is meant to brighten my halo, brighten my aura. And I've seen a lot of things happen. I talked about them in past videos, but mostly what's been happening is I've been getting a lot of reminders of how I keep myself dim. And that's definitely been true for July too. But July also, again, gave me so many ways that my aura brought me closer to exactly what I wanted to feel. And that's been really, really beautiful. It's also been really cool to witness myself, as I've been reflecting on past versions of me, to witness myself in this consistency, like making sure that I wake up and I brush my teeth and I wash my face and I get to my sadhana no matter where I am. And it was also cool to see my husband witness me in that way and get roped in and make sure, like, as I was getting my sadhana done in our hotel room, he would be with his headphones on, like making sure that he does his energy cleansing practice and his meditation. And I love that. I love that I can be this like beacon of light and beacon of healing without having to tell anybody to do anything, by just existing. Like, that is my, if there's an ultimate goal that I have in my life, is just to, one, get paid to be myself, which I do, thank God. And two, just lead by just being. Without having to tell people, do this. And that's been really beautiful. However, in the same breath, because I've been, again, reflecting on past selves and thinking a lot about the future and what I want to create for myself and what we want to create for our family, I have come across moments where I'm like comparing myself to others and comparing, where I am in my journey. I'm about to make 10 years that I've been like blogging online to somebody else's 10 years and what that looks like. Even though that can be tough and it is normal, you could be a high priestess and still absolutely compare yourself to somebody else. We're all human. I'm also really grateful for my grounding. I'm also really grateful for my humility. I'm also really grateful for the work that I have done to get to a point in my relationship with myself where I can sit in front of a mirror and be like, hey, this journey is yours. This journey is yours and no one else's. And You can sit here and compare yourself to another person, but remember where you came from. You prayed for times like this. Remember that you have to be grateful in order to amass more. You have to be grateful for what you have now in order to be open to receiving what's already coming for you. Remember that you've done so much with what you've had, and that you're only being continuously equipped to receive more. And that because you lead with love, love will always be abundant in your life. And that because you recognize the beauty and the blessings in everything, you will never lack anything. Maybe I'll post that online somewhere so you guys can save that. I'm actually really proud that I shared that. In my June reflections, I wanted to release attachment to specific endings and specific results. And in the month of August, I think I'm still there. I still want to continuously release attachment, which is probably the hardest thing about being a human being, right? We're taught to lead with love and lead with our spirit, but as primal beings, we want what we want, and it's really hard to not think about what the end result might be. We can think about it, we can picture it, but we can't attach ourselves to it. So that's my goal for August too. And I want to call in continuously leading with love, consistency, and also having a wide open perspective. Because I'm on this journey of like releasing attachment to end results and like building big, beautiful things for the future, I want to widen my perspective because there's just so much more out there. Like I'm calling in certain things and resources and connections and relationships. And if I just widen my perspective, I can see those that are already there, those that are already in my sphere. Really excited. Now pause the video and reflect on what you're releasing and what you're calling in the month of August in terms of your spirit and your spiritual connection. Now let's get into my 4 faves, my 4 favorite products from the month of July. I'm going to start off with an apology. I talked about the super antioxidant concentrate serum by this person. I forget the name of the brand right now. And I'm apologizing because I actually had to stop using it. And there's going to be several favorites that come as a result of what happened with this serum. The reason why I had to stop using it is because I realized that I had all these like tiny little bumps of like, not pimples, but just like bumps on my face. And they're not new to me. There's something that I have had to deal with before. And so I got a facial. I've been getting facials at Silver Mirror Facial Bar. They have them all over the United States. I go to the Manhattan locations, and the esthetician that was taking care of me there was like, oh, those are comedones. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And she's like, oh, they're just like hard little, like almost like little rocks that, you know, become embedded in your skin as oil, and they harden and they just like stay there. And I'm like, oh. She's like, yeah, so you need to make sure that all your products are anti-comedogenic, are non-comedogenic. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? And so my first favorite is the app Acne Safe. She put me onto this at this appointment, and I've literally scanned everything in my life to make sure that it is acne safe, because I've never had to deal with acne before. This is all new. Like my hormones are changing, your body changes, literally everything changes after 30. And after I turned 33, that's exactly what happened. And so this app has been really, really helpful in identifying any products that have pore clogging ingredients. And so I noticed that these bumps were coming out along the same space on my face where I use the serum. So I would put the serum on and I would do like my gua sha facial massage routine. And so that like really rubs it in. And so when I scan the product, oh my God, to my heartbreak, because I had used it for like 3 months at that point, there were several like pore clogging ingredients, one of them being palm oil, I think. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I gave it to my mom, who doesn't have to deal with these things. She's loving it. So if you don't have these types of issues where you have to worry about like pore clogging ingredients, by all means, it's a great product. Anyway, I've had to replace that serum with something else. I keep looking down because I have the notes here, and there are so many things to talk about with this new serum that I bought. So I did a lot of TikTok research. Y'all know I love TikTok. It's a beautiful search engine. There's professionals on there making videos. I make videos on there. It's just a great place. It's a great place to do research. And one of my favorite estheticians, I can't remember his name right now, he has just a beautiful face and a beautiful complexion. He mentioned May loves the glow maker. And so I went on my like rabbit hole searching May loves the glow maker, and everybody that uses this product has rave reviews. So I went to the website, looked at the ingredients. It's super cheap. It's a little vial. I have it right here actually. Here it is. Little tiny vial here of like 1 fluid ounce. And so I look at the ingredients, copy and paste them into Acne Safe, and it's perfect. It has vitamin C, which I love, which is really great for brightening, which is what I want for these types of serums. I need brightening. I need an antioxidant because I live in the city, and all those like the smoke and the smog is just really bad for like wrinkles and just your skin, period. So this one has vitamin C, 15% of L-ascorbic acid, vitamin E, ferulic acid. This is like a really good serum, like in comparison to the SkinCeuticals vitamin C. If you know, you know. That one is like $150, some crazy shit like that, and people rave about it. It's actually so good that I think it was patented. This one has like a lot of the same ingredients, and it's like a fraction of the price. Like I don't think I even spent $40 for this, and it's very, very, very good. So replacing that favorite with this one, again, I'm sorry, take my word for it. I mean, let me wait till I finish using it. I'm like a third of the way down, and I really, really love it. It's not sticky, it's not heavy, love it. My third fave is an Amazon product. I'm sorry, I am an Amazon girly too. It's convenient. I know a lot of people who like need accessible options for shopping like this because they can't get out of bed, or they're in a wheelchair, they can't go shopping for themselves, and Amazon just works. Yes, do they suck sometimes? Yes, they have a lot of things that suck about them, but a lot of things that we love have a lot of things that suck about them. Anyway, my next favorite is this travel backpack. She went everywhere with me in Europe. She's amazing. She's very light. Like you can carry her on one finger. The capacity of this bag, it's like almost wearing a carry-on on your back. It's so big. There's so many compartments. I don't think I spent $40. I think I just spent $40. So it has this like really big compartment. It has a shoe pocket down here where you can drop in your shoes. It has, oh, here's my charger. I'm in the middle of packing for another trip, which I'm going to talk about in the next video, but I'm going on a girls trip to cap off the summer. And this bag, I'm so excited to bring it with me. It has like a little port charger here for a USB for whatever phone you have. It has 2 pockets in the front right here. It has a laptop sleeve, which I definitely made use of because I definitely did a little bit of work on vacation. And it has a secret little pocket down here, and it has the carry-on strap, so it straps right onto your bag. Like I've been looking for a bag like this for a very long time, something that was structured and big enough but not ugly. It has a pocket for water. That's like really love this bag. Like after using it, we went to Europe for 10 days. Perfect addition. The straps are really padded, and it has a little clicky thing right here so you don't, hurt your back. Really recommend this bag. I'm gonna link it in the description box. And my last favorite. I've been using this favorite for years now. I've been an ambassador of theirs. I've been using it. It's been amazing for all types of things, for my mind, for my body, for my spirit, and for my energetic wellness, and it is ClassPass. Now, the reason ClassPass is one of my favorites is because of how I used it this month and how I'm gonna use it next month. I came back from vacation, obviously exhausted, right? We are on this like 10-hour flight. My muscles are just like tight. We did so much incredible walking up hills, down hills. If you've been to Portugal, especially to Lisbon, you know, like just so much walking, 20,000 steps a day, crazy. And it was so easy to pick up my phone, go in the app, book a massage appointment for literally the next day, and get this massage that was much needed. 90 minutes of like muscle melting. I carry a lot of tension and a lot of energy also in my muscles, so I set an intention as I'm getting the massage that as the masseuse is massaging me, I'm also releasing any energy that doesn't belong to me and doesn't serve me. Massage is also really great in tandem with therapy because it's like a somatic addition to you releasing the trauma from your brain, from your subconscious, and from your energetic centers. And so ClassPass makes it really easy to book like massage appointments, which is really my favorite, or any type of appointment. But I'm also looking forward to the ways that I'm going to use it in August. In addition to booking like massages and blowouts and things like that, I'm actually going to schedule a blowout for tomorrow. I'm gonna get to use it to book like Pilates and yoga, and I'm thinking of trying cycling, which I've never done before, but like all types of beauty and wellness appointments at a discounted rate. That is the beauty of it. It's also available like literally anywhere you are. I'm sure if I would have looked up like ClassPass in like Florida or Colorado, where I'm about to be, I'll find all these beautiful classes and things that I can take and do. So I firsthand encourage you to try ClassPass if you haven't already. Sign up for free membership. You get 14 days, up to a month free, depending when you're watching this video. You can click the link in the description box or visit this URL here to get up to 14 or 30 days free on ClassPass. Okay, lastly, let's get into what I watched and what I listened to. We watched a lot of movies in July, and there's a lot that I'm not even like remembering, and I can't ask my husband right now, but if I remember them, I'm gonna post them in the description box with links. Number one, we saw Missing with Storm Reid and Nia Long. Really good. Like in the beginning of the movie, we're like, are we gonna really watch this entire movie from the perspective of her laptop? Like that was so weird. And then as the movie went on, I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like the creative direction of this movie is just amazing. The plot is really, really good. There's a twist. Ugh, really good. Definitely recommend it. On the plane ride back from Europe, I watched the entire first season of Survival of the Thickest with Michelle Buteau, who actually I think she like wrote, produced, and stars in it, which is just amazing. I love her. She's a comedian. The show is really cute. It's set in New York. I'm not gonna spoil it, but they talk about like real life things that happen to us as 20s, 30s, especially 30s and 40 somethings. I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to season 2. I hope they get a season 2. When we got back from Europe, we watched They Cloned Tyrone, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I don't know about this one. But as we kept watching, I'm like, oh, I understand what they were getting at here. I get the message here. And so I encourage you, as a person of color, to watch the movie. I think it was very good. Speaking of shows and movies featuring people of color, we also watched The Almost Legends. I don't know why, but I've recently been very into like Mexican comedy shows and movies. I love Mexico. Shout out to Mexicans. I don't know, I don't have any type of Mexican in my blood. I don't know if I was Mexican in a past life. I love everything about Mexico and Mexicans. And so, I don't know, I've been very into like watching Mexican shows. If you haven't watched La Flor Más Bella, The Most Beautiful Flower, it's just so fucking hilarious. So hilarious. The actress that stars in that show is also in The Almost Legends. It was a cute movie. I'm not gonna say it was great. It wasn't like, but it was cute. We are in the middle of finishing the latest season of Yellow Jackets. It's a lot. It's a lot. Definitely need like a palate cleanser after you watch an episode of that show. And moving forward into August, I'm so hyped because Only Murders in the Building is coming back. And one of my favorite actors of all motherfucking time, Paul Rudd, is in it. Okay, on to songs that have been making me feel like this. I didn't get to make a video about like my favorite songs of the month, but as you know, I always release a playlist with all the songs that have been making me feel every single month. I've been releasing them for years now, so if you don't follow me on Spotify, please do. I also have like custom playlists that I've made. Playlists, not playlists. Playlists that I've made. Two of them being affirmation bops and affirmation slow jams, which people just love. For obvious reasons. They're just so soul lifting and soul hugging. I love them. I love listening to them too. Anyway, while I'm not going to share on this video what specific music I listened to this month that was making me feel all amazing, I am gonna share quickly the records that we picked up. If you didn't know, my husband and I are both music aficionados. We are big record and vinyl collectors, and we picked up a lot of vinyls in the last couple weeks, like 12, many of which we carried back in our suitcase. And I'm like, yo, we're gonna be overweight. There's so much music in here, but I'm really glad that we brought them back home. Let me show them to you. Record number 1, Lauryn Hill's Unplugged. How could I not? How could I not? I mean, we picked up, I think, 2 George Benson records. If you know, you know. This one's Midnight Moods. It has Gimme the Night. It has Greatest Love of All. Come on. And this one is Breezin', a classic. It has Breezin', it has Masquerade, it has Affirmation. Chuck Mangione. I'm an OD jazz head. Please go listen to Chuck Mangione. Feels so good. One of my favorite songs of all motherfucking time. I actually featured this record in my like Be Right Back posts on Instagram, where I'm like, hey y'all, I'm in Europe. Talk to you in 2 weeks. And it's because we were literally just searching for vinyls that day. But one of my favorite records of all time. And I think we got this for like literally like $2 or €2 or something insane. Al Jarreau, Love and Happiness. Again, big jazz heads, a classic. Love and Happiness, Let's Stay Together, a given. We picked up some like random house records that we thought were cool. How cool, Some Records. This one has like different types of artists on it. Really good, we've listened to it a few times. This one, I don't even know. Chaos Theory, does it have a name? Who knows? My husband picked that one up. He also picked this one up thinking that it was Wiggle It, like wiggle it just a little bit. If you're a 90s baby, you understand, but I don't think this is it. This is 2 in a Room Wiggle It radio edit. We haven't even listened to this one, but I guarantee you it's not Wiggle It, the Wiggle It that we thought it was, but it is what it is. Kool and the Gang, Love and Understanding. Picked this up for 18 bucks. It has, again, one of my favorite songs of all time, Summer Madness. I love that song so much, it's my wake up alarm. And it will always remind me of my brother. Y'all just don't know. What do you know about Boz Scaggs? I literally paid $2 for this. 2 doll hairs for this. And it has, again, one of my favorite songs of all time. Go listen to Boz Scaggs, Low Down. And to cap it off, Santana. How could you go wrong? It has Black Magic Woman, Oye Como Va, Samba Pa Ti. Samba Pa Ti was one of the first songs that I learned to play by ear on piano. You guys are learning a lot about me in this video. Yes, I play the piano and I play by ear. One of my favorite records. I just found out that we live very close to the oldest vinyl shop in Brooklyn. Made friends with the owner the other day, so it's a wrap. It is also a wrap on this video. Thank you for tuning in with me to hear about my Saturday of summer. I hope that you got to reflect with me. I'm looking forward to tuning back in for the last month of summer, telling you all about it. Stay tuned for things that are happening. I'm doing alignment sessions again, so make sure that you're subscribed to my mailing list so that you can get first dibs on those appointments. Those are my intuitive offering, my one-on-one intuitive offering, but I'm also offering a group version now. There's just a lot of things that are happening. Fall is gonna be full of beautiful things. There may or may not be a retreat brewing. So much gratitude, so much gratitude. I love you. See you in the next video.